𝗃𝗄𝗃. All right, let's get into the first ever TNA broadcast of all time. NWA TNA, if you will. This is a pay-per-view, so to watch this show, you have to pay for it.
I think it is $9.99, I want to say.
Yeah, I think that's the price point for most of them going forward.
Yes. Did you watch this show live?
No.
You were in, though, still.
What year was this?
2002.
Yeah, I was still watching wrestling.
I did watch this show. Little Stinky Johnny watched this show live.
I'm glad.
I don't know how the fuck I knew about this. How the fuck did I know about this show?
I don't know. Maybe you're flipping through the premium channels looking at God knows what.
What does that mean, sir?
So anyways, the TNA pay-per-view number 1. So we're starting out for the very first time. No one's ever seen or heard or even knows what this is. All they know is that it's a new wrestling company that Jeff Jarrett's heading. And
they know the NWA probably.
Yeah, and NWA is still, I mean, it's so
relevant
enough. So the show starts with a trophy of 2 men having sex for some reason.
That is the always for this, by the way. It's never not this. They're in like an arm bar and one guy's getting fucked.
Crazy style.
That's
and then
awesome.
Boom, explosion. TNA.
They blow that shit up. You can hear _J counting down as it crashes to the shot of the arena. There's a lot of fucking pyro. You see the fucking the asylum. It's not the asylum yet, but they don't call it that yet. But you see the asylum for the first time. Packed fucking house.
Do you know what's crazy, man? They blow up. So like, I guess the idea for this opener here was like, we're gonna blow up traditional wrestling.
Yes,
and then we're gonna give you this.
Not only are we gonna blow up traditional wrestling, the opening segment is an ode to traditional wrestling.
There's a lot of visions on this show, and yeah. So
we start off hot here.
Yeah, they introduced Don West. Don West is the very first person on this broadcast, just so everybody knows.
And this is the first time Don West commentates a wrestling show ever, right?
In a Hawaiian shirt for some reason.
The craziest green, blue, red shirt ever. He's out of it. Mullet.
Don West, Hawaiian shirt, and you never guess who goes on next.
It's somehow someone that looks even fucking worse.
Ed Ferrara is here.
Ed Ferrara is here, and he's got something to say.
He looks like it's like a cross between Jonathan Davis from Korn and Michael Scott when he went on vacation.
It is fucking, he's got a fuzzy ass shirt with a long Rob Zombie jacket. He is insane looking here, and this is a fucking weird fucker. I cannot believe it.
First off, I cannot believe there was no dress code on this show, but I guess we're blowing up tradition. We're blowing
up tradition.
I promise you, 2 men having sex is not happening on this show. There's a lot of visions here, man.
A lot of ideas that are circulating here in early NWA TNA.
And the only person here that is not only qualified, but ready for their job.
Dressed the part.
Iron Mike Tenay.
Mike Tenay welcomes you to NWA TNA. He's at ringside already. He didn't want to fucking walk down the ramp. Leave me alone.
Which,
behind him,
honestly, I mean, WCW used to start just like that, where they just show the desk. I don't know why they had Don West and Ed Ferrara come out like that.
Yeah, why did they do that? I don't understand. Like, it's not like Don West was going to get a pop. Or Ed Ferrara. No one knows what these fucking guys look like. If anyone's doing the entrance, it probably should have been Mike Tenay. He would have got a reaction.
Well, they go straight to a commentary segment here, which is very WCWS, which honestly is not that bad.
No.
And we get the special old Mike Tenay line.
Tonight, a very special evening. It's an evening that revolves around history.
They use
Except fuck history.
They use this for everything. I mean, every pay-per-view going forward for the next 20 years.
Has that line.
No joke, 20 fucking years. I've heard this every pay-per-view. I kind of got chills here, like hearing this again, like just seeing him actually say it instead of hearing it in the opener of the pay-per-view.
You're right, because that's in video packages for fucking ever.
Bound for Glory and Slammiversary were always tonight, a very special evening. An evening that revolves around history.
Speaking of history.
Dude, yeah, you're right. History.
Dude, I didn't realize the TNA Needs Athena sign started from the first show.
They had an idea, and they were gonna make sure that it worked. Do you think that was like a plant thing, or like that was just like a fairgrounds thing?
I think that was somebody that just was a Athena mark, because she doesn't like come in for a while, right?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like thought back then, I was like, oh, okay, so like the Fairgrounds just really liked her, but like the way that it's
just
shown
so people
and
know,
stuff,
by the way, Athena is not current day Athena. This is a whole different woman.
Oh yeah, oh way different. Well, Mike Tenay breaks down the Gauntlet for the Gold, which is a battle royale.
Never heard of this before.
The Gauntlet for the Gold for the NWA title, which is a battle royale until the final two, where they have a regular match for the NWA title.
Every 90 seconds, a wrestler will come in from the back, and it's only over the top rope eliminations. And the Gauntlet for the Gold. This is the Gauntlet for the Gold.
This is not the Royal Rumble, fellas. We have a match.
The Royal Rumble, and you're getting fucked.
We have a match, okay? I don't know if they had like vacated this title. I'm guessing they did, or no one had it.
I was actually, I don't know why I didn't look this up. I was wondering that too. If they just said, "Fuck you guys, man, we're gonna start over here," or what happened there? Let me see if I can find it. Who do you think was the champion just before they did NWA TNA?
Dan Severn.
Oh, shit, you're right. Okay. Wait, he won it in Japan, too. What the hell? Who did he beat for
He beat Shinya Hashimoto.
Jesus Christ.
He beat Shinya Hashimoto at 0-1. And he had a no contest with Big Kahuna. And then they just took the fucking title.
What the fuck?
It's like, give me that fucking title, brother.
They said Dan Severn was stripped of the title after refusing to make a defense of the championship on the inaugural NWA TNA pay-per-view. They wanted Dan Severn to defend the belt on the show, probably against Shamrock.
Dan Severn probably said, I'm not working that fucking...
He said, you take a test. You take a test.
I remember Dan Severn was a huge Christian guy. If there's anything on the show not in line with morals or safe for the kids to watch, he's not interested in doing it. So I assumed the whole premise of TNA, he was like, no
you want me to work
way.
Where?
I'll be in 0-1. I'm gonna let y'all do whatever you were talking about. And
it's crazy because he has an unbelievable porn star mustache. So you would think he'd be down for the TNA.
Sadly not. So we have to do the Gauntlet for the Gold.
Thanks a lot, Dan fucking Severn.
Ed Ferrara, of course, says that
this is my kind of match because it's just like it is in real life.
All the while, Mike Tenay is doing the Mike Tenay face.
It's just how it is in real life.
What does that mean?
What the fuck is wrong with you? We're not even 10 minutes into the show.
This is real.
This fake ass wrestling shit, man. Oh my God.
The rest of this shit is fake. There's also, at one point, a random fan is just in the background going,
part of history. It's great to have you and Ed here out at the table.
Because he probably thought he was getting a wrestling show and he came to this show. He said, what the fuck? So now it's time for the NWA Town Hall.
You were right, James, because this is where we first see Jeremy Borash. Frosted tips and double collared out of his mind.
Jeremy Borash looked like this for the next 10 years.
He's a handsome little man.
So NWA Town Hall, we're here to introduce all the stars.
All the legends are here, and they all come out to the same old ass song. Like, just think of a song you would think of if old people were walking around. That's what
this whole segment is fucking insane. I think I remember Brian Alvarez talking about this segment. He said, "You started the pay-per-view." 15 minutes of no wrestling, and you're the alternative?
You are total non-stop action. You are total non-stop action. Are you? Borash introduces all the stars. Handsome Harley Race comes out with a towel for some reason. And Mike Tenay's on commentary trying his best to put this shit over, and he yells and he says, well, he beat the Giant Baba. All right, fucking hell.
Dude, Ed Ferrara's sitting there, we don't care. We do not care.
Yeah, Ed Ferrara says, is he wrestling or something?
Yeah, Harley Race looks like he wants to fucking go tonight.
And Mike Tenay yells at him. He says,
no, he's not wrestling. He's here because he's a legend in this sport, and he's here because we respect the legends of the NWA.
You just blew up an NWA statue.
And you do it every fucking show. Every show.
Dory Funk Jr. comes out. It sounded like he got booed.
He did get booed. What the hell?
Please welcome Dory Funk Jr.
They thought it was his brother, but sadly not.
Oh, yeah. Who are you?
Like Dory Funk.
Jackie Fargo comes out doing the Fargo strut, of course. Mike Tenay says Jackie Fargo was a first ballot Observer Hall of Famer.
He was a first ballot Wrestling Observer Hall of Famer.
And Ed Ferrara says, what's that? Mike Tenay says, well, it's a very famous newsletter in this business.
I couldn't even believe what I was listening to. Like, here's Harley Race, Dory Funk, and Jackie Fargo, also the Wrestling Observer Hall of Fame. I was like, bro, what is happening here? Anyways, 𝗵𝗿𝗵𝗵 Armstrong.
I wrote down random old man walks out without an intro, and then I wrote, oh, it's 𝗵𝗿𝗵 Armstrong.
𝗵𝗿𝗵 Armstrong has a match here in like 4 more years.
Right.
He has a run.
He does have a run? He's like authority too or something.
Yeah, dude. 𝗵𝗿𝗵 and Road Dogg work an entire fucking angle.
Yeah, you're right.
Who's the next? 𝗺𝗂𝗃 Joe.
Samoa Joe and fucking Sarah Lee get out of here, man. 𝗺𝗃 Joe and Sarah Lee come out in a green and pink jacket, and Deb says Cosmo and Wanda UN Slick.
𝗺𝗃 Joe, of course, was a French wrestler under the name 𝗺𝗃 Joe. He was married to female pro wrestler Sarah Lee, sometimes billed as Sarah 𝗺𝗃.
Not Kajo?
He was also Billy Virginia.
Legend. And he was also a first ballot Club Server Hall of Famer.
No one was doing like the NWA.
You fucking goddamn fucker.
No one was doing it like NWA. My
Online World of
wife.
Wrestling. Online World of Wrestling says, after retiring, Sarah Lee became a longtime ticket taker. All right.
My job is sharpening pencils. Look at 𝗺𝗃 Joe and then look at his ring names.
Billy Vagina. All right, let's see. His ring names: 𝗺𝗃 Joe, Francois McQuet, Billy Vagina. Billy James, you read this wrong. It's Billy Viagra.
Sorry about that.
Also, the Blitzer
Oh
and
my
Mr.
God.
M.
It's time to blow up the NWA.
With my bomb. 𝗺𝗃 Joe, get the bomb.
I can only imagine Jeff Jarrett saying that. He's telling the video guy, could you blow up the NWA in this video? Don't you guys work with the NWA? Well, don't you work for me? So why don't you blow up that title right now?
Also, Bill Barron just storms to the ring, by the way. He says, get out of here, man. I'm going.
Bill Barron definitely did not want to be out there. And they were like, please go out there, Bill. Thank you.
Yeah, get your old, or they yelled at him, get your fucking old ass out there. Hurry up.
He's an alright, I'm
After
going.
Bill Barron's comes out here, I wrote all caps, wrap it up, B.
Well, Ricky Steamboat's out here. He's got the belt.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is out with the NWA title, and then he's got to talk. Ricky Steamboat has something to say, and he talks about his match with Ric Flair in 1969. And he said, in this business, this belt is like the Stanley Cup is the hockey. And then he starts naming off a bunch of sports bullshit.
Yeah, I was like, damn, you know a lot of sports.
It's like the Stanley Cup is the football.
This belt to us, and in this business of wrestling, is like the Stanley Cup is to hockey players. It's like the Super Bowl to football players, the World Series to baseball players, winning Wimbledon for the tennis players.
These representatives, he points to 𝗺𝗃 Joe, of course.
Billy Vagina had a couple of choices here this day.
Vagina.
Ricky Steamboat says he will be the ref for the gauntlet for the gold.
Yeah, whatever. Dude, Jeff Jarrett's theme hits. No one knows what's going on. He comes out, huge fucking pop.
We're kicking things off right now. Look at what's that. What the hell is Jeff Jarrett doing out here?
Nobody invited him to this party.
He owns the fucking company.
Jarrett says,
The gauntlet for the gold. That's the biggest bunch of crap I've ever heard in my life.
Holy shit. It's the main event of the first show, and Jarrett comes out in the first segment and says, this match sucks.
this is a dumbass idea. And today says,
Steamboat, did you win the title in a stupid battle royal?
No, he beat Ric Flair.
Did you win your title back in 1902 in a battle royal? Hell no, you didn't.
It was 1969.
1969.
it was 1969. Just immediately burying this main event. Then Jackie Fargo starts yelling at Jarrett. I don't know what he's saying.
Jackie Fargo went into business for himself, not even talking into the microphone here. Fuck you, man.
It was J.J. Dillon in AEW
Kiss
style.
my ass. Kiss my ass.
Fuck off.
Fucking bitch.
Yeah, you fucking goddamn fucker. And Jarrett says, Be quiet, you old fart. And Jackie Fargo says, you kiss my ass, boy. He says, I remember you when you were this high and doo-doo and yellow.
That is insane.
And then he does the strut. He says, you think you fucking invented this? And he does the strut.
For whatever it's worth, Jackie Fargo is amazing at this. Like,
he's a menace, but he's tremendous.
Yeah,
yes.
he has so much charisma here.
Yes. Well, in so many words, Jackie Fargo says that he's going to make Jarrett the #1 entrant in the Battle Royal and make him fight all the people.
All right. Jarrett said, all right, yeah, that's cool.
He said, if I got to step in the ring first, that's fine, and I'm going to proceed to kick 19 other asses and walk out the NWA champion. And then some random-ass music starts playing. I'm like, oh, shit, what's this? Here comes little Kenny Shamrock. Here he is.
I love this Ken Shamrock look.
Sideburns, forearms that have
just start thinking like Corsican Joe.
You think Corsican Joe thought of Ken Shamrock's forearms?
I just start thinking like Corsican Joe.
Dude, I swore Corsica Joe or Mrs. Corsica Joe was going to get hit with a guitar on this show. I swore that was going to happen. Well, Shamrock is here looking gigantic.
He looks great. Sideburns are awesome.
Dude, great sideburns. And Shamrock says, you know what, Jerry? Yeah, you're right. This match does suck.
Holy shit!
What the fuck,
Dude,
you guys?
You're right about how this NWA title match is played out. It sucks.
Hey.
But you may be whipping 18 other men's asses, but you ain't whipping number 19, and that's me. Now, this threw me off completely because I was like, okay, in my mind, he was like the last entrant. That's not the case.
He had to make sure he was the one before the last entrant.
He is number 19, and that's me. And oh my, another song. Marvelous Me.
Yeah. Dude, that is
that's the best. I think that was voted as best Scott Hall theme song in the theme seg.
Yeah, that won the theme song seg, absolutely.
Scott Hall comes through the crowd, of course, because that's all you know him for, I guess. That's all he does. He comes through the crowd. And Hall gets on the mic and he says, of course, hey yo. And Mike Tenay says, oh yeah!
Huge pop. And in the landing strip club shirt.
Landing strip shirt?
No dress code here at TNA. You just wear it
Holy fuck. Landing strip club is insane.
That's the first time you see Scott Hall here. He is fresh off a WWE run. He comes out in a strip club shirt.
Yeah, like right off of it, right? Like Mania just happened.
Yeah. I think you said in the Observer it was like this week.
2 weeks. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
Maybe this week. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hall says,
I agree with you about this battle royal for the belt. It sucks.
Yeah, I agree this match sucks.
What the fuck? Stop burying the match.
Why the fuck are they doing this? Hall says, well, quit crying about it, though. Jared and Shamrock, I don't know if it's 18 or 19 people you got to beat up. You don't know.
He says
you don't know.
Doesn't know.
You got to focus on beating up one. And that's Scott Hall. So Scott Hall buries the match and also doesn't understand the match. That's awesome.
I hear you. Me neither. I don't think anyone here understands it, so we're good.
Well, Jared says, you can stick it. Shamrock, you can stick it. All you old farts can. And Fargo, you're going to regret this day as long as you live.
So we go backstage. Goldilocks is our... Goldilocks is presented as our backstage interviewer.
Lovely woman.
And she introduces...
Well, she says there's some real total nonstop action here tonight, and she's going to bring it to you right here. And Goldilocks introduces Puppet the Psycho Dwarf.
Good gimmick.
So Puppet the Psycho Dwarf is here. And Puppet says, that's right, the day I came out of my mama. Yes, I said the day I came out of my mama. The doctors and nurses stopped and stared. When I was a little child, we were wobbling down the stairs. People stopped and stares. I want to see some blood, and I think I can provide that. Now, like I said, I'm watching this with Deb. Deb has no fucking idea what is going on. Like, when we watch 07 TNA, she's, like, confused. So, like, here, it is, like, a culture shock. And then Jeff Jarrett walks through the shot just kicking shit around as this guy's doing this fucking promo. Unbelievable stuff here.
Well, okay, so up next...
No matches yet, by the way.
Up next is what they should have started the fucking show with. AJ Styles, Low-Ki, and Jerry Lynn versus the Flying Elvises.
Yes, which is Jorge Estrada, Sonny Siaki, and WCW's Jimmy Yang. And they show the NWA legends watching on the monitor, and you know that Corsica Joe's ready to shit on this fucking match. They're in full Elvis get-up with the sideburns and the jumpsuit.
The only person in this whole group who cares about doing the gimmick is Jimmy Yang.
That's true.
Sonny Siaki and Jorge Estrada do not fucking care.
They're trying to get their shit in.
Yeah,
yes,
they have moves to hit, and they're going to hit them.
This match is so sick. I love this fucking match.
Code of honor from the boys to start here.
Team Styles tries to go for the handshake, but the Flying Elvises don't go for that because Elvis never shook anybody's hand, did he? And they glom him from behind. And then immediately Low-Ki and Jerry Lynn do stereo suicide dive off the top rope dives onto fucking the Flying Elvises on the floor. This shit is crazy.
It's awesome. Great way to start and everything.
Jimmy Yang is working. He's like killing himself on tornado DDTs, throwing Shining Wizards, doing the ninja kick in the SVR games off of Jerry Lynn's chest. Like, he's trying to get a
He's
job.
also doing the Elvis gimmick.
He is very Elvis out. He's
the
doing
rest of them
drop
are
to
not.
his knees and pose. Yeah,
but he is
not at all. Dude, the springboard split-legged moonsault is fucking gnarly that Jorge hits. What the fuck?
And then he does a Devon neck breaker out of the corner, and Low-Ki almost dies.
Low-Ki takes it on his tailbone, and then
Yeah,
Jorge hits him with a running shooting star.
Estrada didn't pull him out straight and then let him go, and then he fucking just bounced his head off the fucking mat. Estrada then proceeds for the rest of the match to beat the shit out of Low-Ki, and then Low-Ki gets his shit in big style.
Dude, Low-Ki kicks the absolute dog shit out of him in the chest and then kicks him right in his fucking face.
That's just how it works, man. And Estrada brings it back at him later on when he gets back in. Styles and Jimmy Yang get in the ring, and immediately there's like a spark. I don't know. It's just different than anything that's been done in the match so far.
They click so fast.
Yeah, Jimmy Yang is like, yeah, he's crazy. And Styles is meeting him there every step of the way.
Styles does the fucking styling DDT, and it's probably the first time I ever had seen it, and it was insane. Yang lands on his feet after a German, then spin kicks AJ inside out. Fucking insane stuff here, man.
Estrada does a sky high to Low-Ki, and his fucking head bounces off the mat again.
Oh, fuck.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Jerry Lynn hits the cradle pile driver. Sonny Siaki hits the 𝗖𝗍𝗍𝗆.
Is that? Oh, that's 𝗖𝗍𝗍𝗆. Holy fuck, I forgot that's what it was called.
AJ hits Siaki with a ghetto blaster. Low-Ki then hits Styles with a kick in the corner by fucking accident.
Yang does a top rope drop kick to the back of Low-Ki. Low-Ki kills the ref. And then Yang fucking hits Yang time on AJ for the win, and then he hits the pose.
Hey, he does the gimmick. I mean, what else can you ask for? So we now have the Cage Girls, TNA girls as they call them. They're getting down.
I thought that was awesome.
You know, the Nitro girls were like a tasteful group.
What are you going to say here?
I don't really think this was like tasteful at all.
Now, why not? Why do you say that?
I love that they
were beautiful women.
They definitely thought like this was because they called it the same thing. They thought it was the same thing. Like
they thought it was the next evolution of it.
No.
Put the women in the cage. After the caged women, we go right into Jeremy Borash introducing this next. He has to specifically announce it as this. I'm not sure why, because I don't think anyone would have been thrown off by not saying this. He introduces this next match as
a midget match,
and it is Hollywood versus T.O. Now, this is insane, but T.O. For any of you New Legacy fans, old school, she hasn't been around in a minute, but Ragu's boyfriend's uncle is famous TNA wrestler T.O. And we found out about this while talking to them at a bar. Her boyfriend was like, "Oh yeah, my uncle like did wrestling, but he was like, he's like a little guy." And I said, "What does that mean?" He means a little guy, like small, like short, like no, he's like you know, like midget wrestling. I said, "Oh, whoa, that's fucking." He's like, "Yeah, he did it for like you know, like a bigger company." I was like, What do you mean? And I immediately went because I was like, I fucking know that this has to be one of these fucking guys. And I found a picture of him. He said, "Holy fucking shit, how do you know my uncle?"
Well, I hope if you're listening to this that you guys close your ears because we're gotta talk about this match.
This is this is a fantastic match. I don't know what you're gonna say. There's a big crowd. There's a sign in the front row that says "Hi, James."
Hey, how's it going? So we start the match off here. They go for flying head scissors and fall. So all right.
I thought it was a tilt-a-whirl, so I guess yeah.
Tio then hits a stalling headbutt to the cock in the corner.
he pops up on the top rope. It's very agile here. You're not giving him enough credit. And then he did a
speaking of cock,
corner 10 punches
with his cock in his face.
He fucked him in his mouth right after, but he did the 10 punches.
Then Mike today, for some reason, said when Ray Jr. was 16, a promoter in Mexico wanted him to wrestle as a midget.
Oh my God! What the fuck? Why did he say
Ed
that?
Ferrara said, "Why did you just tell us that?"
Why are you? That's the professor, of course.
Hollywood then hits a frog splash or something.
He hit the Michinoku driver at one point to Tio in the middle of the ring, and then hits a big splash off the top for a 2.9 to 9 to 9. This is unbelievable. I'm sure Alvarez loved this match.
But Tio then hits a side Russian leg sweep out of the corner, which is insane.
They do a spot where Tio reverses a whip and they kind of lose it, so he just turns around and punches Hollywood in the fucking face.
Well, then we get to the finish, which is
the twisting move.
Tio. It looked like he was going for the Swanton bomb, and then it turned into a sideways elbow drop.
He did it Sandman style.
On the other side. Tio wins.
Twisting move, and his theme song is fucking insane. His theme song sounds like what Doink the Clown would have came out to in TNA.
Any chance of this being taken seriously is over the second the bell rang, because commentary started burying it. The fucking this music for the wrestlers is like just like we're watching like a circus act or something. And then Mike today says that TO stands for total E outstanding.
Yeah, total E outstanding TO. You got to give it to the kid, the man, the grown man.
So Ed Ferrara and Don West Town Hall up next.
What the fuck is this? Is also insane. Yeah, so I got to remind you guys throughout this, because I can't have you lose sight. AJ Styles, Low Ki, and Jerry Lynn against Jorge Estrada, Sonny Siaki, Jimmy Yang was the first match on the show. Then we had the other match, and now we have Ed Ferrara and Don West in the ring, hyping up next week's Lingerie Battle Royal.
When we heard about something that was coming up next week, we couldn't believe it, and we wanted to give you a sneak peek. And I'm talking about TNA. I'm talking about the Lingerie Battle Royal.
All right, Johnny. I think this company should have died right here, honestly.
Yes, I agree.
First off, we go from the what the company should have been the whole fucking time.
Yes.
We go to the Cage Girls, Hollywood versus T.O.
Correct.
Ed Ferrara, Don West Town Hall, where they announce a lingerie battle royale.
Correct.
Kill the company.
Well,
just kill the company.
He said, Ed Ferrara says, when we heard about this, Don begged and I demanded that we give you a sneak peek here tonight and start bringing out the women. All right? And then Don West and Ed Ferrara start introducing the women. Francine, Joni, I'm not sure who the fuck that is. Daphne.
They like mix random like wrestler women and then just random women.
Alexis Lurie comes out, which is Mickie James. There's another woman whose name I didn't fucking get.
I've written down someone else is here. I don't know.
Okay, good. Yeah, they fucking said some. I couldn't understand.
The girls aren't even. They're like just randomly showing women. Women are like standing at the top of the ramp. They're not even in Gorilla. They're not even in Gorilla anymore.
They're just funneling out, standing on opposite sides, just waiting for their name to be said, like they're fucking getting their diploma.
DirecTV should have pulled this shit right now. They should have like, yeah, y'all are done, man.
Well, don't forget, Baltimore Ravens cheerleader Erin is here, and then another ECW superstar Elektra. And then another familiar face, Miss Taylor Vaughn. And then making her debut tonight, I don't know her name. I didn't fucking catch that one.
Making her debut.
Yeah, bro.
I hear you. Yeah, let them know.
And then Don West says, next week you will see the biggest cat fight in television history, and only one of them can be Miss TNA. Well, it's not. That wasn't the end of it because Francine has something to say with the most Philadelphia accent ever.
She really does have like a crazy accent.
Yeah, it's super Philly. She says, "Let me tell you something, Pudgy. None of the women in this ring deserve to be here because none of them can compare to me." And then Elektra had to put her down. Elektra, who was also in ECW,
Of
by
course,
the way,
don't forget that.
says,
Who deemed you Queen of Extreme? I see there's many other ladies in this ring, and you want to know what? This is a new company. I don't hear Extreme in the title. Unless you're ashamed that you single-handedly bankrupted another company.
"Holy fuck.
I see no Extreme.
What an accusation, ECW's Elektra."
Oh, that's what Paulie told her.
that Francine killed the company.
Francine, that
It wasn't me. It was Francine. Francine bankrupted him. $100,000 a month.
That's great.
So Francine takes that personally and tackles Elektra down, and they do the cat fight spot. No one says that on commentary, of course.
Nobody
Wouldn't
says
do that. No.
that.
Mike Tenay doesn't have it in him to do it, I guess. Then Francine blatantly rips Elektra's top off to reveal her Himmerhammers in a bra, and then Don West covers her up with a jacket.
It was her bra. You guys are having a lingerie match next week. Why'd you even cover her up?
Well, you got to save it for next week. They can't see this yet. The big draw next week is the lingerie battle royal. Dummy. Well, Francine says, "What I just did to her, I'm going to do to every one of you because no one is going to see me in lingerie because I'm going to be crowned the first ever Miss TNA." So I guess the concept is it's a lingerie battle royal in the sense that you're eliminated if you get your lingerie exposed, of course.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah.
Now we have Goldilocks with Mortimer Plumtree backstage.
Goldilocks and Mortimer Plumtree. Now, Mortimer Plumtree not only has a run here with this very tag team that we're going to talk about here, eventually, Mortimer Plumtree becomes the manager of AJ Styles.
He's the manager to the Stars.
Yeah, they love that Mortimer Plumtree. So Mortimer Plumtree is here and says a bunch of bullshit.
Mortimer Plumtree. Story of a life filled with torment. Torment leading to pain. Pain leading to will. Will leading to power. Power allowing me to bring my tag team, who, in our formative years, were my tormentors, now my servants. They do what I tell them to do when I tell them to do it. They wear what I tell them to, without questioning, for they know that they owe me their freedom, their livelihoods, their very lives.
Let me just say this about this real quick. The angle itself is interesting.
Sure.
Mortimer Plumtree is a nerd.
He's
bullied. A loser.
Yes.
But now he has stroke, so Mortimer Plumtree can make his bullies do what they want because it's kind of like the basic trope of like nerd grows up and now he has money and now
he's your boss.
Yeah, the high school guys have to follow him. Pretty interesting.
Sure.
And then he says,
I give to you my tag team, the Johnsons.
I said,
I give to you
my
tag team, the Johnsons. And they don't show them right away. Now I'm laughing a lot. And Deb says what? Deb says, what am I fucking watching? And up next is, of course, a tag team match. This is even crazier here, James, is that I'm not even sure if the Johnsons are the craziest part of this match.
The Johnsons versus Cowboy James Storm and Psychosis.
What the fuck? What the fuck is going on here? James Storm is out here in the GCW Jeff Jarrett run attire.
With cap guns.
Yeah, he's shooting cap guns. He takes his jacket off. He has his gear on tights with a gun holster. Gun holster with no pants is unfucking believable.
Richard and Rod, the Johnsons.
Dick and Dick Johnson.
Their names is literally Dick the Cock Johnson. The referee
Both
for the
of them.
match is Slick Johnson. James Storm has cap guns. And also Psychosis is here.
Psychosis in here is see-through. He's wearing a Hardy Boys collage outfit. He has the see-through top and the Matt Hardy pants.
What the fuck is going on, man? This is like...
And of course, just in case you don't know, the Johnsons, Richard and Rod, with Mortimer Plumtree, the Johnsons are dressed up to look like Cox.
They are Cox.
They are Cox.
Dick the Cox.
Dick the Cox Johnson.
And the referee is Slick the Cock Johnson.
Slick Johnson also in full pants, which also might be the worst part of this match for me. Not shorts. And they give this match time.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. This...
You gotta shut it down.
Bro,
you gotta shut
this company should have died right here. DirecTV should have cut the feed. I mean, we're talking like 3 or 4 of the worst segments in wrestling history. Maybe 5 if you want to keep going. 6? Does it get any better? I don't think it does. You have to actively hate wrestling to write this type of show.
You gotta have no fucking grip on reality.
Jared said on the podcast or something that they were trying to appeal to every demographic, which, by the way, stupid fucking decision always.
Yeah.
Just makes your brand look like this.
Yeah,
they said we got
fuck.
Dick the Cock Johnson versus James Storm's son.
That is crazy.
Look.
So this match is going. James Storm's shooting the guns and they're going here. They're wrestling. The Johnsons just wrestle, by the way. They don't do any haha.
They're not
the Johnsons
funny.
The Johnsons are a serious tag team.
The Johnsons and Mortimer Plumtree are going for the tag titles.
Dude, the Johnsons are actually sweet.
Oh my god.
Fucking working. They're doing they do tandem double head and arm test legs. I said, what the fuck?
Do it to the hard cam.
Do the hard cam. It was like a spot. Deb says one of the guys has a boner. I said, they are boners.
They are boners. They're walking around as boners.
These are boners.
Alicia's here.
Alicia, of course, you know Alicia from WCW. She was with the Maestro.
I said, what are you talking about?
Who the fuck?
She was at WCW and WWF? I was like, what? As what?
Oh my god. That's fucking Ryan Shamrock.
Is that right? That makes a lot of sense, actually.
That makes way more sense. She was Symphony in WCW, but she was Ryan Shamrock in WWF.
Well, she's here in TNA.
She is here
to collect her money.
She is here because she... What is she?
Well, she was in WCW and WWF, dumbass. So she's here in TNA.
So yeah, Alicia's here at ringside. Don West says...
She's scouting the dick match.
She's scouting the dick match.
Because they are a serious...
the most serious act on the show thus far has been the Johnsons.
The Johnsons, they're like legit working a tag match.
The Flying Elvises are just doing like there's taunts and still shit, like they're haha. The Johnsons are serious here.
This is a serious team of cocks. Do you understand? Do you understand?
Don West is on commentary saying, "Oh, Mortimer was giving it to the Johnsons." I don't know what he was saying, but he was giving it to them. And Tenay said he was what? And West says, "Well, he was giving it to them." They are trying to make comedy about this, and the Johnsons are for real.
They were not trying to fuck around with this
They're
shit.
doing exploders. They're doing head and arm Tazplexes.
Who were the Johnsons?
You remember the Gemini?
The Gemini. What were they?
They were with Simon Dean.
I don't know if I remember that.
They were the Shane twins. That's also their
Did they
names.
do anything of note?
Well, me saying that they were the Gemini.
Well, I was hoping like there was more to it. I get like it's kind of like Alicia where we go, oh, But
no, I don't think so.
There's no Alicia moment here for the Cox. Sadly, I think.
I don't think so. I don't believe.
I can't even imagine walking out there like that. I hope they were the Cox in Japan also.
I don't think that.
They weren't the Johnsons. They were just like the throbbing Cox or something in Japan. Like they
with
just
big bulbous penis. Two of them.
Two peni. All Japan.
They might have been in All Japan.
Cock and dick. The throbbing wieners. Champion Carnival?
They were in ROD, of course. I'm trying to see what company they were in.
Why the fuck did they just do that? If this is like a serious
stay the
team,
Johnsons?
no, they're like a serious team, and like we're not trying to make cock jokes and shit. We're not trying to make. Why they just name them like penis and dick, the fucking wieners,
phallus and cock, the dicks.
You might as fucking well did it. It's not like it would have changed anything. It's not like this would have magically been good.
No, we gotta be clever about it, bro.
Here are Penis Boy and Cockman, the big old peckers.
Dude, the big peckers could have had a big run.
They are wieners. The boys backstage watching the monitor going, let's fucking
I'm rooting
go.
for the big peckers.
Big boy and Cockman. Throbbing penises.
I want you besmirched, so they're rocking here, bro.
No, you're
not
right.
Not only that, they fucking win. They fucking win.
Because they're going for the tag belts.
They win, and they beat. One of them hits the TKO on James Storm and gets the fucking win.
They got a big All Japan run coming up, and they can't fucking lose here.
No way.
Also, James Storm does a wheelbarrow bulldog for some reason in this match. I don't even know.
Trying shit, man.
So Alicia was here because Slick Johnson owed her $20.
And he gives it to her. He had it in his pocket. He referees with $20 in his pocket.
Well, you know, a real man always carries $40 cash on him. You never know.
You never know. Slick Johnson.
You got Dick and Prick, the Johnson boys.
And Slick, of course.
And Slick. And let me tell you, man, the gimmick of you owe me $20 is a good gimmick. $20, little man. Put that shit in my head.
I'm gonna collect.
She gives him $20 and then fucks off forever.
She just leaves. That's all she wanted. She didn't come to TNA to get work. She came in to get her $20.
Who is that? That's Alicia. And she's owed $20 by Slick Johnson? Oh, what happens next year in TNA? And guess what? It gets fucking worse. It just keeps getting worse.
Well, we go backstage and Goldilocks is here. And she runs into the Dupps. Now, the Dupps are an act that was already established. Am I correct, James?
Yes, the Dupps, legendary feud with, of course, our boys, Danny Doring and Amish Roadkill.
They were in ECW. Yes, chicken fucker. So the Dupps are, of course, Bo Dupp and
Dick Dupp.
Stand
Penis
up.
Boy Dupp.
Johnson Dupp.
Fellas.
Corsica Dupp. Wife Dupp.
Don't you guys know about the Dupps?
So it's Bo Dupp and Stand Up, who are cousins, and they're also here with their other cousin, Fluffed Up, who is a girl and is also both of their girlfriends. And she is in the locker room as they follow Goldilocks into the locker room. And there is beers in the locker room, of course.
And it's not like a 6-pack of beers or something. No, it's a goddamn entire case. It's like a big fucking barrel of beers and ice.
It's like a tub of ice. Well,
No,
Bill Behrens is here to squash this. And Bill Behrens walks in and says, hey, boy, listen, no drinking in the locker room. We don't want any intoxicated wrestlers in our ring.
Bill Behrens came in and said, aren't you guys supposed to be dressed up as dicks?
Aren't you guys Elvises or no?
Have you guys seen Corsica Joe?
Corsica Joe is wandering around. We have lost Corsica Joe and his wife.
Corsica Joe and his wife
and Alicia says that Corsica Joe is her $20.
Corsica Joe and his wife were supposed to work a match versus James Storm's Psychosis 20 minutes ago.
And they owe Alicia money, and we have to settle this right now. Holy fucking shit. And Francine owes a lot of people a lot of money accordingly. Oh, by the way, just so you guys know, one half of the Dupps is Trevor Murdoch.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Stand-up is Trevor Murdoch. 𝗏𝗏 is... Dude, 𝗏𝗏 is from Raleigh.
Whoa, is that right?
Yeah, he's from Raleigh. His other names were Otto Schwanz, Big Murray Dupp, Murray Happer,
Dude,
and
look
Baron
at his
von
trainer.
Happer.
Look at his trainer.
𝗀𝗏𝗃, holy fuck, 𝗀𝗏𝗃. Holy fuck. Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Wow. He was also trained by the Hardys and Steve Corino. What a lineup. There was also another member of the Dupps, Puck Dupp, which might have... Was he the ECW one, perhaps?
Yeah, probably the one...
Oh my god. Remember the fucked up pedigree Triple H did to a jobber in like 90-fucking-6?
I do.
That was Marty Garner, who also is known as Pucked Up
You
from
get
North
it,
Carolina.
Pucked up?
No, I don't understand.
I hear you. It's supposed to be a cock.
Then
I have a
the girl-
fucking migraine right now. Crazy
says,
style.
There's some wussies here in the NWA, and then that's the end of that. And it gets better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because next we have the Hermie Sadler and other guy Town Hall.
Fuck you! Don't you disrespect?
I'm sorry, Hermie Sadler and
Yes.
Jeff Gordon.
No, not Jeff Gordon. Sterling Marlin.
I knew that.
He's the fucking... Fuck you. Of course you know. He's the NASCAR points leader. And Mike Tenay lets you know that that's like being the Stanley Cup holder of the NWA championship.
So Hermie Sadler and this guy come out just with his cocks. Hermie Sadler and the other guy say they're going to win the NASCAR NWA title.
That's what they... Yeah, Boris says, listen, Sterling Marlin, you're on the top of the mountain in the Winston Cup Point Series. And Sterling Marlin gets on the mic and says, he
said, yes, sir, I hear you on
I
that.
said, all right. Who interrupts him other than K-Crush? K-Crush, who is just hot off of a WWF run as K-Quick. And if you don't know him as any of those names, you might know him as R-Truth. K-Crush is here and he says, I'm sick of hearing about some race car driver. This is pro wrestling. I said, hell yeah, K-Crush.
Let him know, man.
He said, you call yourself athletes? You got no damn business inside a wrestling ring. And this is fucking true. He said, my kind are athletes. I said, whoa. He said, your kind drive a car around in a circle in a left motion continuously. My kind, we dunk basketballs and we throw touchdowns and we do arm drops.
Let him know.
We do leg drops. And my grandmama can do what you do. I said, whoa, that's fucking sweet. And Hermie Sadler.
Why don't you shut up just 1 second?
He gets
said,
he
oh
said,
my
why don't you shut the
goodness.
fuck up? He said,
How do you expect anybody here to take you serious looking like you look?
I said, what the fuck is happening here, man?
He's just wearing jeans, by the way.
He's wearing a bandana
He's
and
just wearing
jeans.
jeans.
Yeah,
Look
what
at
the
you.
fuck?
Look at you.
There was 2 cocks out here earlier.
There's supposed to be more.
Hermie, you watched him walk by you before this segment, the cocks. K-Crush says,
Damn you and damn Alabama. I'm finna introduce you to professional wrestling.
and then K-Crush grips up Hermie Sadler. And at no point did I know who was going to make the save here, James.
There was only
At
one
no
man that
point.
could have made the save.
There's at no point.
There's
did I
only one
think that
man,
this-
and everyone in the crowd knew it, and everyone was ready for it. Grandmaster Sexay is now making the save here for Hermie Sadler.
Grandmaster Sexay, but you can't call him that. This is Brian Christopher.
Well, he gets in the ring. He does a weird little fucking move. I don't know what his deal is.
He fucking, I don't know either. He hits him with a super kick, and then Hermie Sadler and Sterling Marlin throw K-Crush over the top rope, and K-Crush takes the meanest fucking landing of anybody on this show, and there's a battle royal later, so that tells you how that match goes.
Yo, listen up, you motherfucker mofo.
You want to pick on these guys? Why don't your kind come down to pick on my kind right here and now? Guys, what are you doing?
This company should have went out of business right here. This should have
Guys,
been it.
Guys, what are you doing?
This
What
should
the
have been
fuck
it,
are you
man.
doing?
This company, it should have been done. The fact that they're still around is like crazy, man. I don't
It is
know.
unbelievable.
Actually unbelievable.
Brian Christopher says, I'm challenging you. The G-Master wants you.
He calls himself
in
the
ring."
G-Master.
Wait a second, dude. Don't you call yourself that?
Your kind don't get to call yourself the G-Master, dude.
G-Master, want you in the ring next week, and I'll have my friend Sterling give me some dog.
What's your dog?
And Hermie, give me some dog. And
What's up with this guy?
In my corner. And Mike Tenay is screaming on commentary. Remember, he was Grandmaster of the WWF? Well, he's Brian Christopher now here in TNA.
And security, for some reason, takes away truth?
Yeah.
They're shitting on him.
They shit on him and attacked him. I mean, he gripped up fucking Hermie Sadler, but it was the numbers were against him. Yo. Listen up, you motherfucker. Real weird racist angle.
Weird racist angle after weird incest angle after weird cock angle after weird lingerie battle royale angle.
Yeah.
By the way, AJ Styles and Low-Key Jay Lee were on the show. Jimmy Yang,
They
Sonny
were
Siaki.
on the show.
That's why everybody
They did
remembers.
Wrestle.
So anyways, backstage, Jeff Jarrett is attacking Jackie Fargo.
Double goozling Jackie Fargo in the back. He's screaming in his face, I want you to remember who did this to you. As a bunch of refs and security come break it up. What the fuck?
So Christian York and Joey Matthews versus the Dupps.
Even when you get a glimmer of hope, Christian York and Joey Matthews, they're fucking hot. Like, if ECW hadn't died, these guys would have been like fucking big. Yes, they were like them, and like the Backseat Boys probably would have been brought in. Like, these guys were meant to be the next like tag team guys. They would have eventually fucking iced out Danny Doring and Roadkill.
I don't know about that, but
and they're facing the fucking Dupps. Stan Dupp and Bo Dupp with Fluff Dupp, of course. And Tenay says you can say it's all in the family with the Dupps. And Bo Dupp won't stop picking his nose. And Mike Tenay says it seems Bo Dupp has a self-inflicted wedgie, which is fucking insane to say. Self-inflicted. This is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, so Christian York gets a nice double springboard dropkick.
Yeah, they fuck their cousin.
I hear you.
In her ass. And they're trying. They're doing springboard drop kicks and like suplexes and shit.
Dude, you know what's crazy about this is like, this is 2002 and like they already made the fucking executive decision that wrestling will not work. and for the next 10 fucking years, that's all anyone ever wanted. That's why ROH worked. That was why PWG worked. That's why every other indie in the world worked.
It's the NWA as well, which is like, tradition. We'll blow up fucking tradition.
It's where WCW was built
and blow
from.
Your cousin.
And WCW was like, everything happened on screen. Everything was a wrestling match. There was no like, if it was a story, it was in the wrestling itself. And they said, no fucking way. They're incest and they're fucking
Vince Russo said, no way. Fuck you, man. Kiss Demon.
Well, Bo Dupp did hit a sweet Yakuza kick into a jumping frog splash for a 2.
Yeah, and then he picked his nose and his cock and his ass.
Yeah, the self-inflicted wedgie.
Well, Christian York did like the Wasteland and then the Standing Senton. And
I know it's 2002, by the way, because Joey Matthews hits the Virginia necktie, which is a regular neck breaker.
They call it that, though, yes.
Matthews then Mick Foley's Murdoch, or I don't even know his name.
Stand up.
Stand up. Christian York goes for a moonsault.
I think he does a tornado DDT, and then
he goes out to the top rope for the moonsault, and then
I think he just gets crotched. I don't know if because he gets Trio woed, doesn't he?
Yeah. So Fluffed Up takes forever. Took her fucking time getting over to him here. He had to stand there.
I will defend Fluffed Up with my life. The ref is distracted by Matthews and Stand Up fighting on the floor, and she's meant to go past the referee who's staring outside the ring and get up on the apron and crotch him on the same side that the referee is on. So it's really a fucked up situation all around, but she does crotch him on the top, and then Bo Dupp gets the win from that. No move, just crotch and you lose.
I hear you. So next up on the list here, commercial for Toby Keith's song.
Yeah! There is no one in America more over than Toby Keith at this time. He is putting out a patriotic song every week.
It should be illegal. It should have been illegal to do this. You should not have been able to do this.
He made so much money off of how fucking pissed people were at 9/11.
This is like an infinite money glitch.
Much money. If Toby Keith had ran for president, he would have won, and not even a question would have been asked about it. It's unbelievable. They love this motherfucker. How do you like me now? Fuck you, man.
Yeah, my daddy was in the army. My mama was a cook, and I grew up with a dog. And 9/11 changed my life.
The music video for How Do You Like Me Now is fucking weird, too. He's like forcing this woman to stay and listen to his shitty concert.
Don't you fucking leave.
You better stay right there, motherfucker.
Don't leave because I'm bringing out the Johnsons.
Jeremy Borash then introduces Toby Keith to come out to sing The Angry American.
Toby Keith proceeds to sing the most South Park-ass song I've ever heard in my life.
Where were you?
Where were you? Because I was with my dog and my husband and wife are good.
If you don't like America, you can shuck on these red, white, and blue balls.
Toby Keith, infinite money glitch.
It's unbelievable.
They should have made a law that you cannot fucking sing about America for at least 5 years after a national tragedy.
Fuck you, man. Courtesy of the red, white, and blue. Fuck you.
I cannot believe I was listening to the South Park song. I was just sitting there like, holy shit. I knew where we were going. It's like he started playing. I was like, okay, here we go. All right, can't hear nothing. Can't hear the guitar. Can't hear his voice. And he starts singing.
My daddy served in the army.
My daddy was in the army. I said, no. No. No.
That is so fucking sick.
Listen, you will pay for your transgressions. You had to understand that, Toby.
How do you like me now?
You cannot do that. You cannot fucking do that shit.
How do you like me now?
No, you can't fucking do that shit,
you
man.
You can't mess with the U.S. of A.
Jeff Jarrett comes out and he pushes Toby Keith, you stupid jackass. Man. Get out of here, man.
The crowd is rocking. They love this fucking performance and they hate Jeff Jarrett for this. You son of a bitch.
Because the angry Americans got something to say. Yo, Alien Ant Farm already came with anthology at this point, brother. You could have been
fuck
fucking...
off. We'll put a boot in your ass. It's the American way. Talks about Uncle Sam in the song. What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do?
Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of the list. Brother.
He should have said, fuck you, Osama.
That's like his third song on his album, probably. His song is probably called Fuck You, Osama. Holy shit.
Toby Keith is here and he's American as hell and he wants to beat up Jeff Jarrett for interrupting his fucking song, The Angry American. Now he is the Angry American. And Jeff Jarrett says, hey, Toby Keith. This is awesome, by the way. Jarrett is getting so much heat here. He says,
hey, Toby Keith, nobody wants to hear you. Nobody wants to hear you sing. Nobody wants to hear that damn song. So take your angry American ass right out of here.
That is so sick. Anyone, fuck you. Jeff Jarrett was awesome.
Dude, he stopped this, so yeah, I agree.
He said,
hey, Toby, I've just got a few words for you and everybody in this building. How do you like me now?
Oh, man.
Oh, that's the new song?
That's the song. I love that song, you piece of shit.
Oh, well, it's time now for...
We'll put a boot in your ass.
Uncle Sam had sex with my wife.
And I let him
that cheating bitch. Ain't that right, fellas?
He put his cock in her ass. That's the American way.
And fuck you, Osama bin Laden.
Come lick these red, white, and blue balls.
And everyone said, yeah, there it is. There it is.
That is my guy.
That's the next president of the United States, Toby Keith. Well, before that, we got for the presidency, we have the Gauntlet for the Gold.
We made it to the main event here, the Gauntlet for the Gold for the NWA World Championship. Just before we get to this, I do want to remind everybody that this is the main event, and the last time you saw anything worth anything was at least an hour and a half ago. Main event time! Gauntlet for the Gold for the NWA World title. Jeff Jarrett, of course, is number one. And who would have thunk it? Number 2 is fucking Bagwell.
Yes, sir.
Stuff.
Unannounced, fucking just randomly, here's Buff Bagwell.
Jeff Jarrett and Buff Bagwell start out here. 90-second countdown on the screen. Buff is doing shit, and the crowd's going crazy for it. Buff also has, just on the side of his tights, just a naked girl with her arms crossed.
That's awesome.
And Jeff Jarrett just very easily eliminates him.
He did the blockbuster, though.
Seconds.
Sweet.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, you can throw it out. Fuck
yeah,
out here.
well, he does that to about half the people here, so.
That's true. Well, out next is, of course, Lash LaRue, entrant number 3. And Mike Tenay says, hey, he was Raging Cajun in WCW. Remember him? That's his whole match, is Mike Tenay saying, hey, you remember this guy? He throws him through the fucking middle rope. He dies on the floor. Then he throws Lash LaRue into the guardrail, and Lash LaRue spinning back fists a child in the front row. It's fucking insane
Holy
looking.
shit, man.
And he throws him back in, hits him with a stroke, and then throws Lash LaRue out. Sorry about that.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Well, entrant number 4, Screaming Norman Smiley. You remember him? He was the dude that fucked Junior ass in WCW.
Yeah, I remember. He tries to fuck Jeff Jarrett in his ass, too.
He does. He gets in, and Jarrett fucks him up, and Norman Smiley does a crazy wind-up body slam.
Smooth
and then Norman
sailing.
Smiley goes, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was sweet.
And then he goes for the wiggle on Jarrett, but Jarrett low blows him, and then hits him with a stroke, and then throws him out.
Well, Mike today says that Norman hits the wiggle, which is the dance in the center. And he
That's
goes,
not
now
true.
He says now he's going for the big wiggle, and that's where Jarrett low blows him. And
I didn't know there was a difference between the wiggle and the big wiggle. I'm sorry. I would not doubt Mike Tenay, so I'm sure he's right.
Iron Mike today again. He's going to let you know that he did this at WCW.
Oh, do you remember that?
But Jarrett low blows him, hits a stroke, and then the crowd dies, and he sends. Well, guess who's number 5?
Batista.
There he is. Apollo comes out here, fucking dressed out like a default CAW. You got the default CAW moveset, and Don West is out here yelling like he's doing something crazy. Oh my God.
Yeah, they probably told him to put Apollo over like crazy, and he doesn't really know what that means, so he just started flipping out. Apollo hits the fucking sky high on Jarrett, then a 2K comeback. Jarrett's getting his ass whooped, so finally there's going to be more than 2 people in here, and here comes the next entrant. K-Crush comes out to save Jeff Jarrett, and he does the scissor kick thing to Apollo where he spins out. It's very fucking cool. Well, of course, James. Who's out next?
I cannot believe my eyes. Is only, of course, Slash with James Mitchell.
Of course, which is a part of
the Disciples of the New Church.
They say it so matter-of-factly that you're just supposed to know that. There was no promo on the show. You've never seen them once on the show, especially Slash. And do you know who Slash is?
No.
Wolfie D from PG-13?
Wait, really? No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I just thought he was Slash of the Disciples of the New Church.
Well, he is now, but he was Wolfie D.
Well, didn't you know that?
Singing Nation of Domination. Yeah.
That's actually crazy. What the fuck?
It is. He looks completely fucking different. It's insane.
Weird.
Ryan Shamrock-esque.
Who are you people?
The Slash is out here. Yeah, Disciples of the New Church.
They have not introduced the story yet.
No, there's a whole stable here with the fucking Sinister
multiple
Minister.
entrances with the Disciples of the New Church, and they have not done this angle. I don't know. That's insane.
Apollo hits him with a huge fucking backdrop, and then here comes the man. This could be the biggest pop of the match. Honestly,
It got me at first because I was like half paying attention. And I remember back, I was like, nah.
This man walks onto the stage, blonde hair, huge arms, tanned, purple trunks, sunglasses, Superman logo on the tights, dyed goatee. You guessed it, it's Del Rio's. You can hear the life being sucked out of the crowd once they very quickly realize this is not the big bad booty daddy.
His gimmick is that he is not Scott Steiner.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have never seen a guy that looks like this before. Can you name one wrestler that looks like this?
Dorios.
And he does belly-to-belly suplexes.
That's like legit. His gimmick at the time was like fake Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
Like he was legit working this gimmick. And Jeff asked Scott to be a part of this show. He said no. So we got this guy.
That is fucking awesome. Okay, do you remember Fantasio from WWF? He was like a magician gimmick.
I do remember this guy.
Okay, this is Del Rio's.
That's insane.
And then the next entrant, a guy that looks crazy similar to Joseph Park.
He comes out and does the fucking Abyss mannerisms, bro.
He does the Abyss mannerisms and does the Black Hole Slam.
His name is Justice, though. He works at NWA Wildside, Bill Barrett style.
But yeah, so just in case you didn't know, yes, Justice is Abyss here. Unmasked very early on in TNA. Next out is K-Dog. Conan is here, and boy, oh boy, did I get everything I wanted here. When he came out,
Not
I said,
everything.
I said, well, there was one missing ingredient, but I figured he wouldn't do the Tequila Sunrise in a Battle Royal. That'd be absurd.
I'll be honest with you, I was expecting him to try.
All I asked when he came out, I said, Deb, I just want him to do the rolling clothesline and then grab his balls. And he did the rolling clothesline to the 4 people and then grabbed his balls.
Grabbed his balls? Face buster. Oh,
Face
my.
buster to Abyss.
This guy's crazy as hell.
And then up next, Joel Gertner is out here. He does his whole spiel where he says he's going to fuck you.
That's right.
You're getting fucked in Huntsville.
Yeah, let him know.
For sure. And he introduces Bruce of the Rainbow Express. And here comes Lenny Lane and Bruce, which
you will never guess what the Rainbow Express's gimmick is.
No way, especially not here on this show of TNA.
There's no way you can understand what this gimmick is.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. Lenny Lane was in WCW. I'm sure Mike Tenay let you know about that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, don't worry about that, because out next is the dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner. And he's out here to help his brother, Chuck Steiner.
Dude, like... Rick is like cool with Shock Steiner.
He's totally cool with him. This is
like
brother,
he doesn't even attack him, or like he's not trying to work with him, or like he's
That's
just
his
like
boy comes in, he's fucking killing people. He hits an exploder to Slash. He eliminates Justice big style, crazy bump from Justice to the fucking on the apron, by the way. And then out next, representing the Disciples of the Future.
I can't believe it.
The Wall.
The Wall is here.
Otherwise known as Malice.
Hey, no, I did not write
Completely different looking human being, by the way.
I did not write
different.
Malice once here. It was always
This is
Wall.
Malice,
No, this is Wall, brother.
That's a Wall. Malice comes out and hits a choke slam on Shock Steiner, and then to Bruce, and then to Conan, and then Kate Crush tries to be his friend, but he gets choke slammed too. And then Malice eliminates everybody, including Bruce, Kate Crush, Shock Steiner, and then Conan, who takes the safest bump you could possibly imagine someone taking to the apron and then falls to the floor. He doesn't even fall, he just lands on his feet.
Conan takes the safest bump, and then Rick Steiner takes the most unsafe bump ever.
Holy fucking shit, I'm so mad that there wasn't a fucking camera there. Malice low bridges the top rope, and Rick Steiner goes flying over it, doesn't catch the rope, and just dies on the fucking floor. He might have hit the guardrail. It was insane. So Jarrett and Malice try to eliminate Apollo, but he skins the cat, and Scott Hall comes out next, and Apollo hits a dope kick on Malice, and then Hall hits the outsider's edge on Jarrett. He should have did it over the top. But then, so I wasn't sure at first if this was an entrant or not.
Well, first off, before we talk about who's next, Apollo was on the top rope and then just randomly gets down.
Yeah, what the fuck? He went for something. I guess everyone said, fuck your spot, kid. We're not doing that shit.
Hall took liberties. He just got down. He said, oh, damn, my bad.
So out next, which I believe is a participant in the match, who is waved in by Scott Hall and does not get an official entrance. He just walks in through the side of the ramp, is USA's own Toby Keith.
Yeah, I didn't know. Is he number 15
American
or
way.
no? I guess not.
I think he is.
Well, I mean, because I wrote down that Ken Shamrock is 19. But
Yes,
if that's
and
the
20
case, then the numbers are way off.
We'll get there and we'll count backwards. How about that? We'll figure out if they got this right. I want you to talk about Toby Keith because I feel like you like Toby Keith a lot.
Well, yeah. Well, Toby Keith does the most legendary move of all time. This is where
that's what I want you to talk about, really.
Right. Toby Keith's the third man. Toby Keith goes down here. It does a suplex to Jeff Jarrett, vertical suplex style.
Stalling.
And then he gets up and he does the craziest taunt of all time.
Is it the suplex taunt or is it eliminate him taunt?
I don't know. One arm up, one arm pointing to himself. Toby Keith just created his own taunt. No one has ever done this taunt other than Toby Keith.
And no one has ever done it since. The closest thing is Keith Lee's taunt.
That's crazy.
He does the taunt, and somehow Scott Hall understands that this means it's time to eliminate Jeff Jarrett.
That is fucking crazy, dude.
Jeff Jarrett gets eliminated by Toby Keith and Scott Hall, and then Toby Keith just leaves through the middle. He doesn't get eliminated.
He's still winner. He's still in it.
He's still in it to this day. Toby Keith has claim to the NWA World Championship.
I don't think he was number 15. I think Scott Hall just said, get your ass in here.
You might be right. Chris Harris is next. Everyone loves Chris Harris. Dude, whatever happens next is insane to me. I don't know if this was a fuck up or what happened. What happens? Who comes out next here?
Gangrel.
Yes, but no, like immediately after Chris Harris.
They said, I guess he's not paying attention to the counter. That's the Vampire Warrior.
What the fuck? Yo, yeah, Vampire Warrior.
The numbers now I've lost completely at this point.
I had them in my mind and then I lost them. Like I wasn't writing them.
We
will go back and do the due diligence.
Scott Hall is number 14. Toby Keith is number 15 if you want to. Let's just say he's number 15.
Sure.
Okay, so Chris Harris would be number 16.
Okay.
Gangrel would be number 17.
Steve Corino.
Number 18 is Dangerous Devon Storm. Do not forget Dangerous Devon Storm.
I'm so sorry. Crowbar, Dangerous Devon Storm.
Now, which would make Steve Corino number 19. Which cannot be right because Ken Shamrock is number 19.
Okay, well then that would explain why Toby Keith also doesn't matter. He's eliminated. Toby Keith just comes in and suplexes Jeff Jarrett and leaves. Okay, that's fine. Dangerous Devon Storm comes out, who is Crowbar in WCW. Do you remember that? He comes out, he does his little pose on the stage, and then gets in the ring and starts lighting Chris Harris up with chops like he owes him money.
Well, Scott Hall is just sitting on the top rope. He's just hanging out in the corner.
Scott Hall's just chilling, and then Gangrel looks at him and laughs, and Scott Hall gets down and punches him in the face. Steve Corino is out next, and they say he's the only former NWA champion in this match. James Mitchell is talking to Malice every time Malice goes to get eliminated because he's part of the Disciples of the New Church, of course. And then number 19 is Ken Shamrock, not the last participant in the match. Why?
Because
there's a bigger deal coming.
The G-Master.
The G-Master is number 20. Grandmaster Sexay is the last participant in this match. And on commentary, they say it like you're supposed to know that that's obvious. They say, oh, well, of course. Who else would it be? What the fuck? I don't know anything about this fucking match. He eliminates Chris Harris, Dangerous Devon Storm, the Vampire Warrior, Steve Corino, and he dances after Steve Corino, and then Malice chokeslams him.
TNA sucked. TNA was smoking crack big style, man.
They were slurping ass juice by the fucking gallon.
There was one match on this show. There was literally 10 minutes.
Yes.
And that's fucking it.
That's it. That is it. That's all you get.
Holy shit, man. This is the night of history, of course.
Ken Shamrock is so juicy here. Very juicy. Very juicy here. So it's down to Brian Christopher, Ken Shamrock, Malice, Apollo, and Jeff Jarrett.
Hey, don't forget the hidden participant here.
Who's that?
Corsica Joe. He's coming in here, number 21.
He was supposed to be number 21, but they lost him.
He was number 21. He was dressed up as a cock. He was a gorilla ready to come out. And they told him, we don't need you now, brother.
They stopped him at Gorilla because his wife owes Alicia money. He was very offended in his cock outfit. He laughed.
Joe.
That's my guy. Malice goes for a double choke slam on Hall and Apollo, but they get out of it. And then Apollo gets backdrop over the top rope by Malice. Then Hall goes to Outsider's Edge Malice over the top, but also gets backdrop over. So we have come down to the final two here. Malice and Ken Shamrock, which means it is time to go to normal match rules with your referee, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, for the NWA World Championship.
No.
And Ricky the Dragon Steamboat allegedly has never, ever watched the submission in his entire life.
Dude, this is so... I was surprised at how jarring it was to go from the Battle Royal to the match.
It was super weird, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like,
it was jarring. Like, very jarring.
And the match itself doesn't make any fucking sense at all. So this is for the title. There's two people in the crowd holding big signs that say, "We came for Francine. Will she come for us?" Right.
She single-handedly bankrupt ECW.
Please bankrupt me,
Alexa
Francine.
said, "Who called you the Queen of Extreme?" Paul.
Your boss did. The screen at one point during this match gets really fucking bright. Like, I feel like I'm getting abducted by an alien, and then it cuts to another shot that just a camera that's closer. What the fuck happened there?
I don't know. Yeah, electrical surge. 𝗁𝗂𝗰𝗵𝗁 Joe was messing with the 𝗁𝗂𝗰𝗵𝗁 Joe was backstage
He's
in
fucking
a
with the
dick
wires.
costume.
Fuck you, man.
He was stealing all the copper.
I need this copper wire to pay my wife's debts.
I'm gonna pass out.
Oh my fucking god.
Pass out.
Steal the copper wire? In a cock costume. Oh my god. Why would they film that?
Make the suffering end.
It goes on for this company lasts. This company lasts today. This is still around.
This gives me hope for DPW. Oh my god.
So they're just doing shit. Shamrock is putting Malice in submissions. He puts him in a cross arm breaker. Malice takes like 10 minutes to get out of that. Then Shamrock puts him in an ankle lock. Malice gets to the ropes. Shamrock drags him off. And Ricky Steamboat says, "That's fucking cool, no problem." He just doesn't break the submission. Malice then gets to the ropes again. Ricky Steamboat starts counting for Shamrock to break the submission. Ricky Steamboat goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What the fuck?
The man's a
And
wrestler,
then
not a
Shamrock starts
referee.
arguing with him.
He's a wrestler, damn it.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to count, I guess. Yeah. Shamrock and Steamboat start arguing. Malice throttles Shamrock.
Oh my
Shamrock
God.
breaks out of it and hits him with a belly-to-belly suplex and pins him. Why did he do all this fucking submissions for?
Oh my god.
What the fuck, man? Can't Shamrock wins with a belly-to-belly after doing 5 to 10 minutes
Oh
of
my
submissions?
fucking god. Yeah, I hear you.
So Shamrock wins, and there you go. Pyro goes off. Shamrock celebrates with the belt. All the stars are here to congratulate Shamrock. Suspicious by his absence is 𝗁𝗂𝗰𝗵𝗁 Joe.
We promised you a historic evening, and we delivered.
So they go from Shamrock celebrating to the title to the commentators. The show is not over.
No, because there's more.
The shot of the commentators, Ed Ferrara says some crazy shit.
Sorry
here.
about the evening.
Yeah, he says, well, this show is all right, true,
Sorry
and
about
Ken
that.
Shamrock, and yeah. They go backstage, and Jeff starts arguing with Jackie Fargo and Toby Keith. And in the background, you can see 𝗁𝗂𝗰𝗵𝗁 in a gong outfit, stealing copper
Hey,
wire.
somebody get this fucking guy. Hey, Jackie Fargo, you son of a bitch.
Jackie Fargo stopping him from saving the show. So Today Face as Ferrara is explaining what happened with Jarrett and Toby Keith earlier. Jarrett then comes to the ring and says, "That's the biggest bunch of crap I've ever heard." He just has to make sure that he buries this fucking match a little more.
He buried the match after it happened again.
Open the show burying the match, end the show burying the match. He says,
You mean to tell me that the world title is going to be decided by a gauntlet for the gold match? 𝗀𝗏, let me ask you, did you ever win a title in a battle royal? Did you? Harley, did you ever win one of your titles in a damn battle royal? It's a damn joke out here, Bullet, and you know it. All of y'all know it.
He said, Harley Race, Dory, Ricky, where the hell is 𝗁𝗂𝗰𝗵𝗁?
"That son of a bitch. I told him to stay
He
away from our
starts
copper
sprinting
wire."
towards the back. I can't let him steal.
No. Get that son of a
TNA,
bitch.
TNA.
So Bullet Bob fucking shoves Jarrett, and Jarrett just decks him, and then punches Dory Funk too for no reason. And then here comes Jackie Fargo and Toby Keith to attack Jeff Jarrett. And Jackie Fargo is pissed. He says, "You no good, rotten 14 karat, no good son of a bitch. I've been in this business for many years." And he's a country music singer.
Yeah, I hear you. That's right.
"And next week I'll bring somebody out here to whoop your ass." And Jarrett says, "Fuck that, let's do it right now." And Jackie Fargo says, "All right, well, Scott Hall, come out here." And here comes Scott Hall charging down to the ring, and him and Jarrett brawl as TNA says, "Next week, Jarrett and Scott Hall on pay-per-view." And that's the end of the show.
The screaming as
conspicuous
all the wire gets cut in the building and the show gets turned off.
Conspicuous by his absence, that son of a bitch. Corsica Joe. You fucking goddamn fucker.
Dude, this company should have died this night. There should not have been a week 2. If this show was to live or die based on the results of this show,
it's dead.
This company would have died halfway through the show.
Dead, and you know what? Jeff Jarrett is in jail.
So Corsica
Someone has the Corsica's go to jail regardless.
Corsica Joe paid for his bond with 𝗁𝗶𝗄𝗃.
He's in the jail cell in the cock outfit.
Oh yeah, just fucking finish the show. Just get him the fuck out of here.
All right. Corsica Joe.